Before I begin, I want you to imagine this. What if the one habit that you avoid the most is actually the one you need the most, is actually the one that holds the power to rewrite your entire story? We fear discipline, not because it is difficult. We fear discipline because it demands honesty, because it demands discomfort. Today, I stand here to share a truth that changed me. Discipline did not only change my schedule, it changed who I was at my core. Today, I'm going to share three major spaces of my life where discipline truly transformed me: my personal life, my friendships, and my leadership. The first phase, my personal life. When people hear that I have served as the academics captain of my school or the secretary general for AVS 125, they assume that I've always been this responsible, well behaved, well sorted, but that is the last picture you should imagine. Let's rewind a few years back. I was the most mischievous child at home. Not the cute mischief ones, the difficult one. My mother, who loved socializing, stopped attending gatherings, only so she could keep both her eyes on me at all times. Because my marks were poor, my anger was short, my behavior was messy, and my reactions were loud. My life had become like this empty metal can. It made noise, but there was no meaning inside it. People asked me, what changed? What was the turning point? But to be very honest with you, there was no turning point, no dramatic moment, no sudden miracle. It was just this one slow realization. I was tired of how I felt living inside my own mind. Not because others scolded me, it was because I was quietly disappointed in myself. But I did discover something, that real transformation does not come with one massive decision. It comes with those small, boring decisions done repetitively, done daily, through consistency, through persistence. Like being on time, cleaning up after your mess, doing things without someone else reminding you to do it, respecting someone even when you don't feel like it, and most importantly, not quitting when you're alone. This may not seem powerful in the beginning. It was not poetic, it was not inspiring. It was repetitive, silent, and invisible. But that is exactly what discipline is: invisible work that leads to visible results. My marks became better gradually, my relations softened. The biggest victory was not that others started trusting me. My biggest victory was that I started trusting myself, and that changed everything. Today, when I attend family gatherings, my relatives are still surprised by how my behavior has changed. And that is when I realized that your behavior, your discipline, is something that is impactful. The second phase, my friendships. People talk about fun, loyalty, support, love in friendship, but they never talk about discipline. Yet, discipline is the foundation of that trust. Everyone wants to be a reliable friend, everyone wants a reliable friend. But reliability is not a mood, it is a discipline. It is showing up when you said you would. It is keeping your promises. It is listening without judgment. It is being there without needing the attention to be there. Today, my friends come to me. They trust me. Not because I have the solutions to all the answers, because they know that I have learned to be consistent even when life got complicated. And consistency is a quiet form of discipline. And that quietness is what will make your friendships last. Phase 3, my leadership. As I grew, discipline started shaping the way I led. It saved my academics, it helped me set focused goals. It positioned me to lead initiatives, guide others, and host major events. To host with assurity, with confidence, and with pride. As the academics captain of my school, it took me more than just motivation to check numerous lists all year round. Because motivation is temporary, it is feasible. As the Secretary General for AVS MUN, my anchor to hosting and managing more than 300 people was discipline. Leadership is not about giving instructions. It's about being the one and doing the things that others only talk about. Everyone can be a leader in the field of sports, academics, service, art. But what makes a memorable leader is not their talent. It is their behavior. It is their discipline. The leader that arrives first, the leader that stays last, the leader who gives everything and expects nothing. A strong leader, a dependable leader, is a leader shaped from discipline. The biggest lesson that I learned was that nobody can force you to be disciplined. If someone is asking you to be disciplined, that's not being disciplined, that's being pressured. Discipline is only powerful when you choose it for yourself. Real discipline is chosen. It is repetitive, it is boring, it is quiet. But it is those small, consistent steps that will lead to a permanent change. Discipline took me from being the most chaotic, noisiest version of myself into someone who is standing here today in front of you, calm and confident in who she is becoming. And if you're listening to me right now and you feel that your life is messy or scattered, if there is a gap between who you are and who you want to be, let me tell you this. That version of you is possible to change, and discipline is the bridge. You do not need to search for it outside. It's already inside you. You just need to activate it, one small step at a time. From noise to purpose, from chaos to clarity, from being told to be disciplined to choosing it myself. That is the greatest privilege I've given myself, and I hope you give to yourself the same. Thank you.